Okay, so for the past 2 years, I've made videos about the best builds for each class in Naruto Shinobi Striker. And since we're now well into 2026, I decided to make this year's edition. But that's not all. Instead of just one build per class, this year I'll be making two. One that's purely designed to achieve the best skill death ratio possible. A build that's made to make you an unstoppable force, perfect for something like survival battle. The second build, on the other hand, will be focused solely on making your team win. A utility build designed to give you and your allies the best chances in any team mode. We'll be making both of these builds for each class, and I'll explain exactly how to use the build and why I decided to go for those picks particularly. Now then, without any further ado, let's start off with the first build. Let's start with the attack class power build, which is all about making you as strong and oppressive as possible. For Jutsu, we're running Teleportation Jutsu and Rasengan Connection. Our substitution will be the multi-shadow clone Jutsu and the ultimate is Baryon mode. For the weapon, we're using Demon Roar, paired with the standard Shuriken as our ninja tool. Our outfit focuses on increasing close range attack speed, reducing ninjutsu cooldowns, and restoring health once our combo reaches 16 hits, which is going to be extremely useful with this setup. As for the summoning animal, we'll be using the Healer Turtle, and this will stay consistent across all the player focused power builds. Now let's talk about why this build works so well. Starting with the Jutsu. Teleportation Jutsu is one of the most useful techniques in the entire attack class. Not only does it instantly reposition you, but it also gives you a temporary boost to movement speed, close range attack power, and attack tracking. That combination is incredibly valuable as it makes catching up to enemies drastically easier. You teleport, gain the buffs, and immediately close the gap while being faster and more accurate. On top of that, it only has an 8-second cooldown, meaning you can use it constantly. Rasengan Connection is our main damage jutsu. I chose it because it's extremely easy to land, breaks super armor, and gives you super armor while using it. It can be blocked and doesn't allow the opponent to substitute. Add in the fact that it only has an 11-second cooldown, and it's honestly just one of the best damage options available. There's not much more to add here. For the weapon, Demon Roar is easily one of the most aggressive attackless weapons in the game. By pressing triangle, you enter a bloodthirsty mode that boosts your attack and movement speed, similar to the teleportation jutsu, while also giving you lifesteal. This makes it even easier to chase down enemies and deal massive damage. On top of that, it has a very long combo that's easy to execute and lets you consistently hit the 16 hit threshold needed to activate the healing effect from your accessory. Combined with the lifesteal, this makes sustaining yourself in fights surprisingly easy. And as for the ultimate, Baryon mode is without question the strongest transformation ultimate in the game right now. It lasts an absurdly long time and gives you access to 2 incredibly strong jutsu, all while massively boosting your movement speed and attack power. Every hit you land also reduces the enemy's secret technique gauge by 5%, and throughout the entire transformation you have super armor. On top of all of that, the second activation instantly kills anyone who isn't a defense type. Realistically, every time you pop this ultimate, you should be getting at least 2 or more kills. It's honestly ridiculous and it will almost certainly get nerfed at some point, but for now, it's completely broken. For the ninja tool, the kunai is easily one of the most reliable options in the game. You can interrupt enemies at any time, stop them from charging or using jutsu, and easily finish off opponents while left with just a sliver of health. Finally, the Healer Turtle is in my opinion the best summoning animal in the game right now. It allows you to heal up to around 50% of your health, and because you can jump in and out of the healing sphere while it's active, it can trigger its effect multiple times, which is honestly kind of broken. So yeah, overall this build is insanely strong. It has everything you want for racking up kills and dealing brutal damage. It is slightly high risk since Demon Roar costs you some HP when activated, but outside of that, this build is just incredibly powerful and very hard to stop. Alright, let's move on to the utility focused build for the attack class. This one is designed much more around teamfights and objective control rather than pure kill pressure. For our base ninjutsu, we're running Almighty Push and Oborogurama. Our substitution is Emergency Exit, and the secret technique we're using is Hashirama's ultimate. The weapon choice here is Minato's SS Plus weapon Slash Blade Yellow Flash, and for the ninja tool we're going with the scientific ninja tool Sacred Mirror Drone. Our outfit skills focus on increasing max health, improving health recovery, and speeding up secret technique charge. And once again, we'll be sticking with the Healer Turtle as our summoning animal. This build is very clearly centered around performing well in crowded fights and controlling objectives. Almighty Push is still an amazing jutsu. It deals strong AoE damage and, more importantly, can easily knock enemies away from flags or bases, which makes it incredibly valuable in team modes. Oborogurama is another excellent choice here, mainly because of the immediate movement speed buff you get after using it. On top of that, it can function almost like a substitution in certain situations. If you're getting pressured, you can recall the Demon Wind Shuriken to interrupt the enemy, and since it also removes their substitution stock, you can instantly gain a huge advantage in the fight. Hashirama's ultimate is currently tied with Baryon mode as the most broken secret technique in the game. The radius on it is massive, and getting caught inside it almost always results in a guaranteed kill. Because of that, it's arguably the best teamfight ultimate in the game right now. With the outfit bonuses, you can reliably get it even in shorter matches and potentially twice in longer ones. Emergency exit as a substitution is pretty much a no-brainer for me. It has a solid cooldown, heals you, and removes status effects. There's not really much more you could ask for in terms of a substitution jutsu. When it comes to the weapon, Minato's Slash Blade is hands down the best option for movement thanks to its strong attack. On top of that, it's just an excellent weapon overall and feels great to use. The Sacred Mirror Drone Ninja tool summons a drone that rapidly fires lasers at nearby enemies, making it one of the best tools in the game for crowd control. It is especially strong when defending or contesting objectives, where constant pressure on enemies really matters. And finally, I'm sticking with the Healer Turtle once again. As an attack type, having access to reliable self-healing is incredibly important, and you really don't want to be fully dependent on your team's healer at all times. Overall, this build is extremely versatile in any team-based mode. It gives your team great utility, strong objective control, and powerful teamfight presence, while still allowing you to stay aggressive and impactful as an attack type. Okay, let's move on to the range power build. For this one, we're running Majestic Destroyer Flame and Saruiva as our base ninjutsu, Multi Shadow Clone Jutsu as our substitution, and Karma Awakening as the ultimate. Our weapon of choice here is the SS Plus Inferno Sword Flame Control, and for the ninja tool we're sticking with the Shuriken. The outfit boosts ninjutsu damage, reduces shuriken cooldown, and increases movement speed after reflecting an attack. And just like with the other power focus builds, we'll be using the Healer Turtle as our summoning animal. This build is pure offense in pretty much every way. Majestic Destroyer Flame is still one of the most dangerous jutsu in the entire range class. It deals high damage, has solid tracking, covers a massive area, and can easily hit multiple targets at once. On top of that, you also get super armor while casting it, making it very reliable in fights. Saruiva is a newer ninjutsu from the Momoshiki DLC, and honestly, I don't see it used nearly as much as I think it should be. When activated, you transform into a giant stone monkey and deal continuous damage by simply walking over enemies. On top of that, the second input lets you slam for even more damage. Its main weakness is that it can be interrupted by attacks that break super armor, which can be annoying. But without that weakness, it would honestly become completely broken. For the ultimate, Karma Awakening is still my go-to transformation for the range class. It provides excellent buffs, and the second activation is one of the most reliable finishers available to range types. The Shuriken here serves the same role as the kunai did in the other build. It's just incredibly reliable. You can interrupt enemies, stop jutsus early, and finish off low health targets very consistently. As for the weapon, Inferno Sword Flame Control is in my opinion one of the best weapons in the entire game. Its strong attack lets you repeatedly fire a wide, sweeping projectile that applies burn, which is insanely strong and useful in almost every scenario. Overall, this build gives you everything you'd want from a range type when going for maximum kills and pressure. If your goal is pure damage and aggression, this setup is absolutely worth trying out. Hey, so did you know that if you're watching this video, there's currently about a 91% chance that you're not subscribed to me? Low-key criminal if you ask me. Thankfully, you can fix this by pressing the subscribe button, and I mean, while you're down there, you might as well press the like button, right? Great, thanks a lot. Now on to the next build. Alright, let's now move on to the range utility teamfight build. For this setup, we're using Iron Sand Unleash and Inukai Takeru no Mikoto as our base ninjutsu, Emergency Exit as the substitution, and Shikigami Dance Storm as the ultimate. Our weapon of choice here is the SS Plus Bow, and for the ninja tool, we're going with the Poison Smoke Bomb. The outfit boosts ninjutsu damage, increases effectiveness of status ailments, and restores some health when you knock out an enemy. Finally, for the summoning animal, we'll be using the Ninja Hawk. This build is designed specifically to play as a true backline range support. Ideally, you want to stay out of the chaos and contribute from mid to long range, consistently pressuring the enemy team. Both ninjutsu fit that role perfectly. Iron Sand Unleash is an excellent tool for dealing damage to multiple enemies at once while also applying poison, and poisoning a large portion of the enemy team is incredibly valuable in teamfights. Inukai Takeru no Mikoto, on the other hand, is amazing for map control and team mobility. It can create pathways that wouldn't normally be available, which is especially useful in modes like Flag Battle, but it can also be clutch in base battle when rotating to objectives. On top of that, it deals solid damage from long range and can easily hit multiple enemies. For the ultimate, Shikigami Dance Storm is currently one of the best teamfight ultimates in the range class. It debuffs the enemy team, disables their jutsu, and can cause enemies to explode with paper bombs if enough damage is dealt. If you activate this in the middle of a 4v4 fight, you're almost guaranteed to swing the fight in your team's favor. It gives the enemy team very little room to respond. With that said, the bow complements this playstyle perfectly, as it excels at mid to long range and adds even more pressure from a safe distance. It has so many effects that you can pull off with it, which gives you so much flexibility. The main downside is that if an enemy closes the gap and you don't have a substitution available, you can get into trouble pretty quickly. Since our outfit boosts the status ailments, the poison smoke bomb fits in naturally here. It is especially effective in crowded fights like when contesting a base, where you can apply pressure to multiple enemies at once. Finally, I opted for the Ninja Hawk here instead of the turtle to give this build better vertical mobility. The Hawk makes it much easier to reposition safely and navigate difficult terrain, which is crucial for range support playstyles. All in all, positioning is everything with this build. You really don't want to be in the middle of the fight, but when played from the sidelines as a support, this setup can be absolutely brutal for the enemy team. Okay, let's move on to the defense power build. For our jutsu, we'll be running Susanoo armor and death by dismemberment, pairing it shockingly with multi-shadow clone jutsu and hidden jutsu vast dark heavens as our ultimate. Our weapon of choice here is the war fan, and for the ninja tool, we're using the new iron sand puppet. The outfit skills focus on increasing movement speed and lunge distance. To be completely honest, this build exists largely because of just how strong the war fan is. It's still one of the most annoying weapons in the game to play against. The strong attack has an absurdly large hitbox and for some reason also grants super armor. I genuinely don't know how these two things ended up being combined into one move, but here we are. The jutsu are mainly here to complement the weapon and let you squeeze out as much damage as possible. Susanoo armor shuts down a huge number of damaging options. Yes, it has plenty of counters, but it's still undeniably very useful. Death by dismemberment is incredibly reliable, provides strong buffs on top of its damage, and fits perfectly into this weapon's combos. For the ultimate, Vast Dark Heavens has been a meta pick for a while now. It's pretty overwhelming for enemies to deal with and recharges relatively quickly, meaning you can activate it twice in survival battle usually. The Iron Sand Puppet is also a huge part of this build. The tracking buff you gain from using it is insanely strong. You can literally zip towards enemies from halfway across the map and immediately start applying pressure. If you deal damage and wait a moment, you can also trap the enemies in Iron Sand, which can be clutch when you're in a tight situation. Paired up with the healer turtle, you're able to recover a massive amount of health, making it very hard for enemies to wear you down over time. Overall, this build doesn't really have a clear weakness. It's very easy to use and it's extremely effective. Definitely give it a go. Next up, we have the defense utility build. For this setup, we're using Hazan Strike and Genjutsu Sharingan as our base jutsu, Emergency Exit as the substitution, and Hidden Mist Jutsu as the ultimate. Our weapon here is Inventive Destruction and the ninja tool are the blast bombs. This time, the outfit focuses on charging the ultimate faster while reducing the duration of negative status effects. This is probably the build I spent the most amount of time thinking about, simply because defense types have so many strong utility options. There are honestly a lot of jutsu you could run here, but these are ultimately the ones I settled on. Hazan Strike is incredibly valuable for one key reason: it reduces the enemy's secret technique gauge. That alone can decide games. Preventing someone from getting an ultimate like Hashiyama's in combat battle can literally be the difference between winning and losing. Genjutsu Sharingan, on the other hand, is absurdly strong in teamfights. It effectively gives you and all of your surrounding allies a Sharingan, essentially an extra substitution with the added phantom attack at the end. In an ideal scenario, that's up to 4 uses of a stronger version of Sharingan across your team. Yes, it has a longer cooldown, but the impact is huge. Hidden Mist Jutsu fills a similar role to Shikigami Dance Storm in teamfights. It can straight up win a 4v4 by itself. It limits the enemy's visibility, locks their substitutions, lowers their stats, and boosts you and your allies at the same time. That's also why the outfit is built to charge the ultimate faster. Getting this twice in a match instead of once makes an enormous difference. For the weapon, Inventive Destruction is another standout SS Plus defense class weapon. It has 2 forms, you can switch between them by using the strong attack button, but I mostly stick to the large sword form since it grants you super armor while attacking. It's honestly kind of broken but incredibly effective. As for the ninja tool, blast bombs are mostly a flexible pick. If you prefer another tool, you can easily swap it out here. That said, blast bombs are still a solid pick, especially in modes like base battle where area control matters. I should also mention the summoning animal. I accidentally left the turtle equipped here, but I'd recommend recommend switching to the Hawk for better movement. Or if you want to, you can go with the Toad if you want extra damage. Overall, this build might not look insane at first glance, but it's quietly one of the strongest setups in the game when it comes to actually winning matches. Honestly, in terms of pure objective play and team impact, this might be my favorite build in the entire video. Alright, for our healer power build, we'll be running Cellular Activation and Highlight as our base ninjutsu, Multi-Shadow Clone Jutsu as the substitution, and Twin Lions as the ultimate. Our weapon of choice here is the Hyuga Clan SS Plus weapon, and for the ninja tool, we're going with the healing tag. The outfit skills focus on improving movement speed and reducing cooldowns. Before I even start explaining this build, I feel like I need to apologize for creating it, because this is about as toxic as a healer build can get. The core idea here is to deal the majority of your damage through your weapon while using your ninjutsu to ensure survival. Cellular Activation and the healing tag are fairly self-explanatory. They're here to let you recover as much health as possible. In most situations, Cellular Activation alone is enough, but having the healing tag available can make a huge difference in tight moments. Highlight is absolutely crucial for this build because it grants you super armor. That super armor allows you to take the full advantage of the Hyuga Clan weapon. This weapon is one of the strongest options in the healer class thanks to its extremely long combos that can deal surprisingly high damage. The only downside of long combos, of course, is how easily they can be interrupted, which is exactly why Highlight fits so well. This build works well especially in survival battle because staying alive for long periods of time lets you rack up points consistently, and that alone can often secure you a win. But don't worry, you'll still be getting plenty of kills along the way. Twin Lions is here for one specific reason: shutting down the enemy ultimate. When it lands, it completely resets the opponent's secret technique gauge. Against ultimate with long recharge times, this is absolutely brutal. On top of that, Twin Lion charges very quickly, meaning you can realistically use it up to 3 times in a single match. Preventing free ultimates in a game is massive for your chances of winning. The outfit skills complement the playstyle nicely, and for the summoning animal, we're sticking with the healer turtle. Although you could make a case for using the attack hog here instead. Overall, this is an incredibly annoying build to play against, but also an extremely effective one if you're aiming for the best possible kill-death ratio as a healer. Now, for the final build of the video, the healer utility build. For this setup, we're using 6 paths rebirths and super weighted boulder jutsu as our base ninjutsu, Yamato Hirasaka as a substitution, and Host Transformation 7 Tails as our ultimate. Our weapon is the new Shikamaru SS Plus weapon, and once again we're using the healing tag as our ninja tool. And the outfit focuses on charging the ultimate faster while reducing ninjutsu cooldowns. This is pretty much the classic healer style playstyle most people think of, fully focused on healing, debuffing, and supporting your team. 6 paths rebirth is, in my opinion, still the best healing jutsu in the game. Not only does it restore a large amount of health, but it also revives recently defeated allies, which is huge in team fights. Super weighted boulder jutsu is pure utility. It significantly slows enemies in the area, increases their jutsu cooldowns including substitutions, and reduces their secret technique gauge. All of that combined makes it incredibly valuable in a coordinated fight. Host Transformation 7 Tails is an ultimate I've praised on this channel ever since it was released. I won't go too deep into it, but the short version is that it provides massive buffs to your entire team. And once you use it once, it becomes much easier to get it again, since the buffs help you recharge the gauge faster. For the weapon, we're using the newest SS Plus release, the Shikamaru weapon. This is one of the more complex weapons in the game, offering a lot of utility. It lets you place traps, throw paralysis kunai, and most importantly, build up stacks. Each stack reduces your ninja tool cooldown by 5% up to a maximum of 5 stacks. That's a total of 25% cooldown reduction on the healing tag, which is incredibly valuable. That said, the weapon does have some tracking issues and isn't particularly great at dealing damage. If you're looking for something more offensive, I'd recommend swapping it out for something like Totsuka Blade. I chose Shikamaru's weapon purely for its utility potential. For the summoning animal, I went with the attack hawk, simply to reach teammates and objectives faster, no deeper meaning than that. Overall, this is an excellent healer build for supporting your team and controlling fights. It's definitely not a carry build, and you'll still need good teammates to secure wins, but in terms of pure support and utility, it is absolutely top tier. Alright, and that's all of the classes covered. Let me know in the comments which of the builds you like and what your personal go-to build currently is. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all soon. Bye!